So, hi everyone. This is Amit from idwarnews.com, and I've got a very special guest with us. I believe everyone here would be aware of his name and his personality. He has been a very renowned person in the industry. Please welcome Mr. Anuj Gupta, who is the CEO of Hitachi Systems India. Very warm welcome, Mr. Anuj.
Thank you so much for having me here, Amit. Before we start, I think wishing everyone a very, very happy Diwali, happy New Year, and hope the next year is as good as last year, probably better than the last year.
Yeah, certainly. So let's begin with the first question. First of all, I would like to understand that means we have observed the industry over the last few years. So, what are the most significant disruptions that you have observed in the IT services industry over the last couple of years?
And the last couple of years have been extremely, I would say, interesting and disruptive as well, right? Till the beginning of 2020, we never thought the world would get into lockdown, right? The only way work was done was coming to these fortified offices with the top-in-class cybersecurity, connections, access points, and people would come there and then they would deliver their services or deliver their work from there. And India being the back office for the global offices, right? People would go into these large call centers or these large BPOs or large GDC, the global delivery centers, and deliver from there. And then COVID happened. And when suddenly from the most secured environments and the most, I would say, most controlled environments, we went into an era where people were just logging in from any access point, any Wi-Fi, getting into the most secured environments with very limited security. And of course, a lot of things changed. At least from an India standpoint, we never thought work from home was reality. It became reality, right? We never thought we could deliver a lot of things when we are working from home, but a lot of it changed. But what actually changed in while doing this is the adoption of technology, adoption of digitalization.
Exactly.
The last 2 years, the way organizations have picked up technology projects, the way they have initiated various technology services initiatives. And again, a lot of businesses realize that if they're not digital first, if they're not able to adapt technology, their survival will be tough. And this is what we saw in the last 2 years. These are a lot of our customer places. Customers were invested a lot in technology, over tech savvy, were able to ride this wave and really scale up. A lot of customers struggled to come to reality with the way of working. And of course, a lot of businesses which were technology averse, we saw a lot of them getting wiped off. As we move forward, I think it's going to next 2-3 years is going to be a very, very, very different era. We've seen what AI is now trying to deliver, right, in the global environment. With especially again, if you really look at the environment, we've had a COVID, which is a lockdown. We've have a Russia war going on. We have Israel and Hamas happening right now. In middle of all of this, there are so many financial issues that are going on globally, right? The Fed rates going up, US debt funds going up. So the era is interesting. At the same time, we are talking about Indian economy growing from a $3.5 trillion to $7 trillion in the next 5 to 7 years. So again, if you really look at that scenario from an India standpoint, as I say, even if you look in the right direction, if the economy is going to go 2 times, you will definitely grow. So it's all about really adapting this India wave.
Very good. Very good. So very true about that. So what we have seen that certainly the customers are inclined toward adopting technologies. Okay. But if we talk about their evolving demands, means what are the expectations that customers are having from IT services providers? Okay. What exactly are their demands? How has those demands evolved over the last few years? And how is your organization innovating to meet those evolving demands from the customers?
Interesting. So let's look at our system integration or the SI problem or the channel partner problem. technology is evolving extremely fast. We are talking about cloud, we are talking about AI. Look at what is happening in cybersecurity. IoT is really catching up. So OT security, OT different options available, right? At the same time, customers are talking about going into a containerized mode, like you're looking at no code application, and then again with ChatGPT coming in and saying that you don't need 100 people force, I can do it in probably 20 people. So a lot of changes in technologies landscape per se.
Yeah.
At the customer end also, or at the partner end, the problem is same. As the landscape of technology is changing, customers are struggling to adapt that, because in their business, if they don't adapt that technologies, either it will destruct them or destroy them. Same thing, the partner end, how much could we skill? How fast can we skill? The problem is of skill right now. And the challenge is that if we really need to run with this wave or work with our customers, I think transparently working with customers, and more than just trying to be a supplier where a lot of SIs just want to supply a product and come out, I think we need to work as partners with them, pick projects with them and tell them that, okay, we will learn with you, you learn with us, and together let's work on a model where we say that, we will evolve together. There is no perfect partner. There is no perfect customer. The demands are changing every second day. As I speak to most CIOs or CDOs or CTOs, what they're talking about today, and after 5 days, they say, what, Anuj, business has now put another challenge to us. So what I was talking 5 days back is irrelevant today, right? At the same time, at the partner level, we keep, there's so many OEMs, so many vendors keep coming in. Everyone says that we've got the best of breed in most of the stack. Or point products are coming in as many. So it's very important how we align, how we get all of them together, then work with the customer. It's a very challenging time. And in this time, I think focus and relevance will play a big role. So if we were big partners 2 years back doing an X business, and if we don't change our relevance into what's going to be bigger in the next 2 years, we might not survive, right? Second thing is skilling people is the most important thing. Getting skilled people and skilling people is the most important thing that we all have to do, and we have to invest in that. We don't have a choice.
Exactly. So skilling people and upskilling would be something we would discuss later. Means I would come back to it. First of all, I also want to understand how has your organization expanded its solution offerings to include emerging technologies over the last couple of years, and how has this particular integration of these emerging technologies in your solutions portfolio contributed to the growth and success of your business?
So it's a great question, because what was emerging about 6 months back is probably mainstream today. Yeah. And what was mainstream is probably out of the technology spectrum, and something else is emerging as we move forward. So what we did is, of course, we did a lot of introspection from 2021, at the time when I took over the entire organization. We made 3 pillars in our business. One we said was cloud, which is on-prem, hybrid, right? So private cloud, hybrid cloud, and completely 100% on cloud. So we built a complete cloud practice, right? We got dedicated teams. We put focus there. We partnered with AWS, with Azure, with Google. And the idea was to build a separate business unit altogether there, because typically if we try to merge it with our on-prem and cloud, and it generally doesn't succeed both ways, because cloud business is very different than on-prem. So we made a cloud BU, and today we are about 150 people team in the cloud BU, and we're really now trying to do a lot of hybrid customer use cases, and especially a lot in the bank, a lot in manufacturing. So that was one business unit that we built. Secondly, we went around thinking that application is going to be the future, right? So application is what the business is going to be. So a strong practice around APM, around application performance monitoring. Today, actually, you call it more of AI ops, APM, you call it SRE, So it's all about actually helping customers to maintain the uptime of their applications. And if in case there is a problem, how do we, get to the root cause and get it up and running? So we partnered with Dynatrace, we partnered with Heal, with Cisco AppD and Unite, and we built a fairly insulated practice of about 150 people again. And of course, we invested a lot in the last 1.5 years, and now we're seeing some results in that. So that was another practice in which we are expanding furthermore. So we've got database security, skill sets, Ansible skill sets. app DevOps skill sets there. So that's one business unit. Third, of course, which is the one which is closest to my heart, is cybersecurity. That's what we've been doing for the last 22 years. So we have a very, very focused offering now on cybersecurity through our SOC, through our RI services. And again, there we've done a lot of alignment with the key OEMs with whom we want to work, and then build a wrapper of services around that. As I see that in the future, it's a lot about how we do services in cybersecurity and not sell a product, because the entire threat spectrum has changed. It is, typically an AI attacking an AI and an AI defending that. So, we need to build our level 2 services, level 3 services there. So these are the changes that we did. Back to a regional structure. So again, focused a lot on BFSI in West, a lot in IT, ITS manufacturing or government in North, and again, the big software development houses in South. And it's a lot of born in the cloud and startup companies which are there in the South. So we categorized our businesses in the region, got a regional structure, then took all these services, integrated with our age-old SI business, and started doing a go-to-market. Well, to tell you, Ahmed, it's a tough one because we've still invested more than we've got recovered. But I have a feeling that in the next 2 years, this will actually make a big difference in our offerings in the market compared to a lot of other partners.
Sure, definitely. So, you would know that if you talk about customer experience, that has become very much crucial nowadays. Okay, everybody is talking about every organization is actually talking about customer experience. So, in that perspective, how has your organization excelled in delivering exceptional customer experience, maybe through a human element, and how has your customer experience initiative contributed in terms of more customer acquisition or maybe more business growth kind of thing?
Good point. So see, again, the kind of business we are in, okay, customer experience or, superlative customer experience actually is a myth, because it's actually our business of system integration or partner is more like it's like a husband-wife relation. You might have 8 good days, but one bad day takes all 8 days away, right? So, it's in our kind of business, we might do everything out of our skin, but one bad day or at the key time, if there is a downtime because of some issue, it all gets blamed back to the partner. So one thing we've definitely done is we've set customer expectations. Rather than, setting unreal customer experiences, we set expectations. And at every point in time, we tell the customer that we are there with you to support you 24/7. We might not be able to solve all your problems. Okay. We might not be able to come back with a solution to every problem that you have, but we will be standing shoulder to shoulder with you, ensuring that whatever it takes to get you out of the problem, or get you out of that incident, or get you out of that issue, so that there is minimum business disruption, right? So that is what we've been focusing on. So we're not going out and saying that, we'll do everything, next to God, or we will be the best service providers. We are actually saying, we are a mediocre or a good service provider, but the only difference is that we are available 24/7. We are committed. Everyone in my team will ensure if there is a problem, we are all there standing, trying to find a solution and get you out of that problem. So that is what we've been doing, and that has worked for us, because at a lot of places, when you set the expectations right, disappointments are limited. And at the same time, customer has seen our commitment, including me. If there is something right from the top to bottom, if there is a downtime going on, we are all on site with the customer, be it at 2 in the night or 4 in the morning. And we've ensured it's whether weekend or Diwali, or this just happened on the main Diwali day. We had a customer who was down, and I ensured that I went all the way to the airport with the entire team, because all of them left that Diwali thing and came there. So I was also there with them to ensure that, we are there as moral support. But what happens is you set expectations, you stand there with customers, and you ensure that you don't set unreal expectations, because we all know in our service industry, 70% of the problems are not in control of the partner. Either the product failed, or the product didn't work, or the integration didn't happen, or the patch didn't work, but it worked stupidly. So partner can do only that much. What partner can definitely do is be there, ensure that, get all the OEMs aligned, ensure that, the L1, L2, L3, L4 supports are all active at the time of that interaction. So that is what we've been doing. It's worked well for us. We've been growing in the last 2 years, and we've definitely bagged in a lot of marquee customers because we've set really great expectations with customers and not unreal expectations. You're on mute, Amit.
Very good. So now coming to the reskilling and upskilling part. So what specific initiatives or investments that you have made in the reskilling and upskilling your team? And how has those initiatives contributed to the success of your organization?
No, but this is one of the toughest one in the market right now. Reskilling and upskilling. Firstly, a lot of people are not open to studying. The biggest problem with us in India is today that a lot of people just feel that they know it all. They really don't want to study, or they really don't want to reskill themselves. Everyone who thinks is a manager will down pass that studying to someone else without realizing that if he doesn't upgrade in 2 years from now, he will not have a job. So that's the example that I give everybody in my organization, that what is most important today is your relevance. You may have 15 years of experience on doing something, but that technology will not probably survive the next 2 years. So you need to be relevant with today's technology. And if you don't study that technology, in 2 years, someone else will come and replace you. And then you will not have a job. That is first problem. Second is where we got, again, there's so much of information, there's so much to study, there's so much of reskilling, and everywhere you go, you feel there's a potential of doing business. So there's an upside potential because there is a gap. But you pick the battles. Again, you have to pick your battles of what you want to do. So cybersecurity, APM, cloud, database, a little bit of open source. So these are the four, 5 areas we picked up. And then, of course, we aligned our OEMs with those things that who we want to work with. Okay. And then we went down to saying that now we need to start reskilling our employees on those technologies. So that's what we did. Picked up a lot of management trainees, a lot of these young kids, right?
Yeah.
And we started training them, and few of them have really come out as gems, but a lot of them don't want to come to office. They all want to work from home. So that's another problem. Whereas I believe now we are all fully functional back in office. So a lot of challenges reskilling, but again, pick your battles. For all the partners, I would say, or all the owners, that let's pick the battles of where you want to go deep, because it's just that if you become a generalist, you won't survive. You've got to be a specialist in today's time. Reskilling is the toughest part. People are not willing to learn. People are not willing to really put in that effort. The ones who are ready to put the effort, please invest with them and ensure that you start skilling them. You might lose them in the bargain also, because a lot of these people, as you skill, they get better opportunities, better job. But then that's the part of the game. In not wanting to lose an employee and not teach him is worse. It's okay. If you teach him and you lose him, is okay. But at least in that journey, he's done something better for you.
Yeah, certainly. So, if we talk about the channel ecosystem, okay, so you would be aware that basically the circumstances and the nuisance of working in a channel ecosystem has changed completely. Okay, due to the pandemic, due to various other factors, due to the evolving customer expectations. So, how do you look at the changes that has come to the channel ecosystem? Means how it was done earlier and how it is now become, and what are the strategies that you believe are essential for channel partners and, of course, IT service providers to remain resilient and successful in this ever evolving scenario?
There's a couple of things in the channels ecosystem, at least now let's talk about India point of view. First, we've seen a lot of global OEMs enter India, right? And a lot of OEMs doing a lot of hiring. So every OEM would have 10, 12, 15, 18, 20 salespeople on the field and, interacting with customers, interacting with partners. And at the same time, the technology spectrum or the technology, the scale has changed as well. So in this challenge, first is, of course, we need to pick our battles with which partners or which OEM we want to partner with and what services we want to build. So that is very, very important. Second, ecosystems getting dirty. Because I feel that in this system now with so many OEMs, so many people, the OEM teams goes on and commit something to the customer for the order. Then the partner gets into the order. By the time the poor partner gets into the order, he has no clue what he's got into. And eventually he's not able to deliver. Customer gives him a bad name, drops his money. And we've seen enough and more happen there. So I would say that all of us as partners, we should get together and say that, we need to align the OEMs also in a way that these wrong commitments can't work, because otherwise it will wipe out a couple of partners. We work on such limited margins that one or two bad transactions and and the entire profit is wiped out. So I think cooperate, coexist, and work together. So I think now it's time where the partner ecosystem and, people like you all have to actually make platforms for all of us to get together and say, these are my skills, these are your skills. Let's collaborate those skills and go to the customer with transparency that one partner can't have it all. But as a consortium, 2 of us, 3 of us will own this part of your business for you, and we'll ensure that you don't have downtime. We'll ensure we deliver at the right place. You ensure that you have the right technology output coming out of the investments you've made. So it's time for really getting all of us on one platform and collaborating and working together. So this is how the future is going to be. Everyone can't build technologies. We will become specialists. We'll become certain generalists and specialists and then start partnering with each other. So that's how I look at the future.
Very, very. So let's talk about Hitachi Systems in India. If you could share your India footprint and your recent business achievements over the last 18 to 24 months. Okay. And what, in your views, are the critical factors that have been crucial for the success of Hitachi Systems in India?
That is a bit definitely in the last 2 years, we've done great business. I think last year we closed at about 1,800 crores. This year looks like about 2,600 crores of top line, and with a healthy bottom line as well. We're close to about 2,000 people across India. So we have offices across India, Southeast Asia, and Middle East. That's the region that comes under me. And we've grown. But one of the reasons I would say is that, again, it's not that we've done something really out of the box. It's just that customers are buying, right? As I said, if the economy has to go from 3.5 trillion to 7 trillion, we are seeing some unreal buying happening at customer end, be it storage, be it cloud, be it cybersec. The order values of which we, in my career, have not heard of, and we are cracking those orders every probably month. So market is great. I see the next 2 years also. I don't see a much change in India because, if to build the economy of that size, you need to have a digital infrastructure with the impetus on digital by the government, and hopefully after the 24 election, if this government stays, it's just going to be a complete runway on digital. So partners like us have a great opportunity in front of our eyes. And again, it's at this time, we should not become complacent, because that business is coming in and we are growing and we feel that we're just doing a wow job, but that's not the reality. Customers are buying. So it's time to go back, introspect, build skills, look at the areas which are profitable, look at what will build the next 2 years for the organization. That's what we're doing in Hitachi. So we're very clear that these domains are what we're going to go after in the next 2 years. The last 2 years, what we did, we've come to a point where from Jan, I start my planning for next year again. We can follow the April to March calendar. So in Jan, we very clearly decided what is the global market going to be for next 2 years and how we're going to do it. So the theme that I had set within the company is when I took over, that the first 2 years we'll dream. So the dreaming of what we want to do. So we finished that era last year. Now the next 2 years is to create. Right, really create what our business is going to be and how we're going to go after it. And of course, then after 2 years is inspire the entire customer system to what we can deliver. So that's what we're looking into, and this is how we're going after.
Very good. So one more question that would be around your top focus areas and expansion plans over the next 2 to maybe 3-4 years from now.
So again, while we all talk about a lot of emerging technologies, a lot of niche technologies also still people are investing in. So it's not that, a lot of servers are being bought, a lot of storage is being bought, a lot of cybersecurity is being bought. In terms of the basics also, because you need to protect the basics and then you build onto the emerging tech. So definitely there is one business which is BAU, which is where we're going to focus on, and we are not going to lose our focus on that, which is what got us here and will definitely get us next 2 years or somewhere. And then parallel, so one is BAU, and then you make these separate BUs or business units, which is your focus business unit. So for us, cloud, APM, and cybersec are the three business units which we are going after. And then there's BAU, which is your business as usual. And of course, we are trying to make different teams, different people responsible for each BU and BAU, so that there is one business that continues, and then you start investing into businesses which you want to scale, grow, and ensure that the next 2 years become more profitable for you. And then eventually it will become BAU, and then you add something else in BU. So that's my philosophy of it, and that's how I've been working on. Last 2 years, we did that successfully, and I think this year a lot of our BU businesses become BAU. We are trying to look at more forward.
Very, very good. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your kind inputs. I believe the strategies, the insights that you gave would be really relevant for the audience, and they would love to enjoy this. Thanks a lot.
Well, Amit, pleasure. And once again, wishing everyone a very happy Diwali and happy New Year.
Sure.
And hope India wins on the 19th of October.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Sure.
Thank you.